All right. Let's collect these. What do I got? Yeah, you can pierce, kill his snipers in research sector with headshots. That's annoying. Kill Moldhouse in the research sector. Okay. Kill his rangers in the research sector using abilities, and kill his warped in the maintenance center. I'll do that. Now I've got abilities to spend. I need to get 3 more points for that. That's the guy. Achievements I need to do. Finish killing people with shield, which will be, once I can get this, will be a lot easier. Because I can basically just keep shield up and dash into people. I need to do more of the jukeboxes, because those I'll just do easy ones.
We gotta be methodical. I heard you closed the Hiss portal, or whatever it is we're calling it. And if we could just flush out the stragglers.
I'll see you later.
You know where I'll be.
Where are the files on parasitic entities I asked for?
I found a couple of relevant files in Dr. Darling's office.
As of his threat, Part 5, Confidential. His corruption manifests in vastly different ways. Some hosts remain largely unchanged, while others are barely recognizable as human. What determines his level of alteration? Is it the duration of the corruption? Could it simply be evolutionary process? Which entity represents a strength of growth and undiscovered linear progression leading towards what? Additionally, his entities possess various paranatural abilities. How have they achieved this? Do they gain them from corrupting objects of power? Have they corrupted a single-handedly talented paratutilian and divided their access to paranatural abilities across the host of his corrupted hosts? As a scientist, I am hindered by a sheer number of questions. It's difficult to quantify where to begin. One should begin. It's mostly a determined question. How do we kill it? Well, it seems like a good start. Refer to file for full report. Side projector. The object powers with a vertical tray, object trays. See Dr. Darling presentation 26.I for Windows 1 for more details. The only successful research effective results in the capture of. See Dr. Darling presentation 26.3 for details. Object has been successfully bound. The parautility of this object does not require binding. Background. Discovery of the barrel responded to. See AWE 24 case file for more information. Many of the accompanying work. See files P6, P7 for details, and retire the entirety of the barrel. Blah blah blah. Hey, looking good.
I'd have to dig through the archives for the rest, but I'm not going through the Panopticon. Not with the altered items loose.
Since we're here, we'll just talk to her.
Jesse, good to see you. We've got Dylan situated in his containment cell like you asked. I've got medical staff running tests as we speak, and I'd be happy to walk you through the details later. Other than that, what's next?
With the slide projector turned off, the Hiss are shut out, but we're stuck with the ones already here. We can't lift the lockdown until they're all eradicated. If any Hiss ever got out, that would be the end of everything.
Well, eliminating them all will take time. Look, I'll do what I can on my end, but my research is progressing slower than I'd like.
I think I can help with that. I am making you the head of research, effective immediately. I want you to use everything the Bureau has, every resource, every confidential scrap of data, and find a way to keep the Hiss out for good.
That's... really? I mean, yes, I can certainly. Yes.
Look how
Yes,
happy
I
she
accept.
is.
You'll do great. Besides, I didn't really have anyone else lined up.
I'm honored, Jesse, really. Thank you. Who moved my waveform for this recording?
Sorry.
All right. Let me think here. I almost got the achievement for countermeasures, I believe. Let me just check real quick. I already got that. Cool. I already got that achievement for countermeasures. Which means... Let's see here. 100 items. I need shape and fracture, whatever that is. Finally, 80% of the collectibles in investigation sector. I need to figure out that. I'm assuming that'll fall along with the dark event thing. Hostile work environment. Hiss sharpened. Haven't encountered those at all. Well, let's just fuck around for a bit. Let's see here. Useless. That's useless. Let's see here. Hatch. Ammo cost from limiting. Blast radius. %. The ammo cost per shot just doesn't seem valuable because it's not like a huge decrease even on higher levels. There really was a choice between charge or surge. That's dumb. But yeah, and I need vector elevator.
Good to see you, man.
Darkness engulfed the elevator. There was something there, reaching for her, trying to make her act. It was a distress call. Phaeton sensed a drowning man, a hunger in the dark. Investigation sector.
Investigation sector, huh? We should check this out.
There we go. That I know has connections to a lot of the other achievements here. Come on. There we go.
Hello? Anyone here? Guess not.
Tractor supplement. Supplementary materials. Burrow tractor. Note, miscommunication led to a local coroner examining the body of William Burrow. Burrow William, male, Caucasian. Case summary, 33-year-old man found dead at his property per police report. Remains obtained from coroner's office also include blood, urine, vial, stomach contents, and bone fragments. Autopsy findings: blunt force injuries, head, lacerations, left ear and cheek, blunt force injuries, extremities, dislocation of the right knee, complete avulsion of the right upper extremity with the associated fracture of the right medial proximal right humerus, extensive trauma abdominal region, complete avulsion of multiple organs including stomach, heart, liver, pancreas, kidneys, portions of the large and small intestine, all missing from scene. Conclusion: it is my opinion that Mr. Burrow's death is not the result of mechanical accident, as claimed by authorities. The removal of organs is consistent with animal attack. Yeah, animal attack.
My reflection trapped in the darkness of the coffee I nurse. The rain turns the lights of the city into a mosaic on the windows. The day's paper lists all the things wrong in the world. The list grows longer by the day. The difference between the morning and the night: coffee, whiskey, no other difference. The alarm goes off at 5 a.m. It feels like I just closed my eyes. It's dark. I sit up on the bed in the gloom. I get up, I shower. The driver waits for me downstairs, takes me to the oldest house. An old man stares at me in the car window. It's raining. It's dark. Late at night, he brings me back here. It's not a home, it's a room where I sleep in. Waking up just as tired as I was before going to bed. Endless grind.
Right. What? I'm really gonna just double check real quick, just to make sure. And I can't get both Surge and Charge because that's annoying because I need Surge also. Why can I not get it if I should have? I will have to look into that because as far as I can tell, there's no reason why I shouldn't have Surge. I will look into that later. Of 2019, to whom it may concern, it is with great anger and regret that I tender my resignation as head of the investigations of the Federal Bureau of Control. I do this in protest for the rampant disregard of my department's. My staff cannot continue to work in these conditions. Previous requests and warnings have fallen on deaf ears, so I must now rely on the actions to speak louder than words ever could. I blame the situation on our who has routinely ignored my requests for assistance for reclaiming the parts of the investigation sisters lost to loose inside. I will never forget the screams of brave agents begging for us to open the fire break. I can carry the shame of the rest of my days. The has failed my agents, I'll never forgive him that. Sincerely, William Kirkland. A lot of stuff on the ground. Missing agents. Mr. Kirkland, the latest agents confirmed missing, presumed dead from the containment breach yesterday. Agent Jonathan Connor, Research Ezra Cruz, Agent Caroline Dempsey, Agent Lindsay Malcolm, Agent Charles Murray, Agent Derek Shaw. Letters of condolences will be delivered to you signed prior to sending them to their families. You will be updated as soon as additional confirmations are made. Also, per your request, a network engineer checked how many caches were backed up digitally. Unfortunately, a large number of active investigations are not archived yet, and only hard copies of reports exist behind the firebreak. They're lost, I'm afraid. Jesus.
Seems a lot more crowded than the rest of the Bureau.
Yeah, there's so much stuff. Official findings report. Read Dr. Casper Darling, Internal Confidential. Breathe Her authorization for Mr. Kirsling's internal investigation D-084-5 was launched into the ethical practices of Dr. Casper Darling, head of research. Despite the accounts of Anonymous regarding the inhumane treatment of a currently housed in the Bureau, our official findings were inconclusive. Numerous obstacles arose during the investigation. The majority of sector personnel seemed to be wholly unaware of such contained there. One confirmed the code names to be, but files pertaining to that were inaccessible, being classified on the highest clearance level. Investigators are similarly blocked from entering the research wing to interview its staff. The matter is further complicated by a lack of clarity on whether non-human paranatural entities warrant humane treatment. While these investigations cannot address any charges against Dr. Darling, we recommend an investigation into research. Refer to file... I hit my controller wrong. Refer to file 982-0136 for full report. Mr. Dennis, a request came through recently from the FBI agent asking for all the files on Bright Falls, specifically on the disappearance of an author, Alan Wake, per the Interagency Information Exchange Agreement. I have some paperwork pushers gather up a folder of the pre-approved files. Don't worry, all inappropriate materials either missing or redacted. But I'm writing to let you know that we've received this request from a special agent named Alex Casey. Sound familiar, right? That's because Alex Casey is the name of the fictional detective in those hard-boiled crime books Miss Alan Wake wrote. Pretty interesting that an FBI agent sharing a name with the most famous character Wake wrote is looking into a case dealing with a writer's fiction coming true. I think this is worth looking into. What's your opinion? Just to give the word, I'll start surveillance on the guy, Special Investigator Gleason. Staffing issue. Mr. Dennis, so yes, there was an increase in AWE cases, and yes, it would be a good idea to put together a special task force to examine exactly why that is. However, it seems that a tiny detail slipped through the cracks. You don't have the damn staff. If you expect us to detect, investigate, and process more AWE cases, you need to give us more people. It's simple math. Between the staff that we lost in the Hartman thing and the ones who were left out of the department after Kirkland quit, we're barely managing to keep up with the workload. Hell, just filing the paperwork for all the altered items we left behind in the sector has been an ordeal. Another thing, this is going to sound paradoxical, but we have an overcrowding situation. The lobby isn't meant to accommodate a whole sector's worth of staff. We put forward a motion to move investigations to a more suitable location months ago. It better not be still sitting on your desk. People are getting restless, and as Kirkland's interim replacement, it's Miro Dodd to handle it. Best regards, Agent Grayson. So much to read. To Chief Investigator Dennis. It happened again, third time this year. Something certainly has it out for... Could be raccoons. The locals certainly complain about them enough, but why the hell would raccoons keep going after the monitoring station? Doesn't add up. Anyway, I've got Bureau Tech going on the site next week to take a look. Next on the list is recurring problems in the staff at the Lake House Research Station. How am I supposed to effectively keep an eye on Lake if you don't let me see any data? Hell, I don't even know what we're researching out here. We need to petition them to share this info with the investigation agents. It's only a matter of time before this hits again, and I want to be prepared. Anyway, if anyone at HQ asks why the Bright Falls report is a little thin this month, tell them it's because we can't take any readings. In the meantime, I might invest in some raccoon traps. Sincerely, Agent Estevez. Official findings report. Per authorization, Mr. Kirkland was launched into a director of Zachariah Trench. A recent change witnessed in Director Trench, including aggressive when with other staff when observed. However, the investigation is aimed at interpreting the issue rather than improving it. Notable between Director Trench and Dr. Darling has been witnessed by numerous Bureau staff, although both declined to meet for an interview on the matter, which witness accounts suggest that arguments center around the Dimensional Research Wing and the kept inside. However, no evidence exists to confirm Director Trench's as anything more than interpersonal disagreements. The investigation has concluded that Director Trench's behavior is not indicative of any, and that his finesse is leading to any questions. Prefer to file a full report. Well, yeah, I'm sure they were fighting, seeing as Trench had been taken over by the Hiss by that point. Underhill background. The findings report for Dr. Ray Underhill. Dr. Ray Underhill is a professor at the University of Woodrow in the United Kingdom, where she teaches biology with a focus on botany. Dr. Underhill once worked with the Bureau as a parabotanist stationed in the research sector of the oldest house. She served with no incidents or demerits and is praised by those who formerly worked with her, including Dr. Darling. Dr. Underhill has no known connections to paracriminal organizations or any record of breaching her NDAs since leaving the Bureau. Her civilian behavior has been ideal, with the exception of an ongoing interpersonal relationship with Dr. Darling that appears to have begun during the time as co-workers in the research sector and revisited intermittently. I just lost where I was. Intermittently ever since. Depending on the duration of her work in the oldest house, it may require both parties sign a relationship clearance form. The investigation has found no compelling reason to deny Dr. Darling's request to offer Dr. Underhill an interim position, with the aim of finding a solution to the mold threshold issue. Protofile 7-08-5286 for full report. Box. Helmet. Bureau of Control, Kirkland. I'm growing tired of your blatant attempts to lay your incompetence on my doorstep. I know this is meant to be true, but you're the head of investigations. This failure is your responsibility. What do you think would happen holding a dangerous specimen investigations? The containment sector exists for a reason. They're better trained and better equipped for this type of work. In fact, they're admirably taken on containing AWE monitoring responsibilities that your staff are no longer capable of. This happens more and more now. I don't think your petty internal investigations have gone past my notice. You are a worm. Anything I've done has been for the benefit of the Bureau. The Prime Candidate program only failed because of Darling. You're both failures plotting against me, and you're traitors, and the truth will be emerged out of you. You are choosing to become my enemy, Kirkland. I don't want to be. Zachariah Turnstrength. Crazy hiss-infested nutcase. Yeah. Keystone investigation. Mr. Kirkland, we stopped at Keystone on our way to target AWE, like you asked. I'm sending my report directly to you to try and keep a lid on the Gura Morales desertion issue. We don't find any sign of them. Given their records, it is possible that they switched teams, like you suspected, but I don't think that's the case. An event definitely occurred here in Keystone. I think Gurnham and Morales were caught up in it. The entire population has vanished in thin air. Reminds me of the ordinary case, but that was just the adults, if I'm remembering the file correctly. This is different. I think our guys are casualties, not traitors. If it was an AWE, it seems to be over. We walked through the whole town, and the only strange thing we noticed were markings on various buildings, 2 overlapping circles with a dot that shared space. Could be unrelated, and I'll show you the pictures when I get back. In the meantime, you could send a team out here to cordon this place off, maybe to get the comms guy working on a cover story. Sincerely, Agent Keenum. Game procedure. Item is not in Bureau custody. So a Bureau tractor. A Frank Elk tractor, olive green, dried blood on the grill when last seen. Item is capable of vocalized responses or growls and unmanned locomotion, considering highly aggressive and dangerous. Background. The item first caused the Bureau's attention after the death of William Burrow, owner of the Bureau Farms outside of Trenton, Texas. Local authorities arrived on scene after the employee found the mutilated body of Mr. Bureau beneath his tractor. Police arrived, but when immediately driven away by the tractor. Panic calls for federal authorities were intercepted by Bureau communication staff. The team was dispatched. Upon arrival, the agents approached the item. It responded by growling like a bear. 3 agents were injured when they tried to detain the item, which escaped. Aerial searches for the item are ongoing. Speaking to the Bureau only revealed that she had a domestic altercation. Ms. Bureau only revealed she had a domestic altercation with Mr. Bureau earlier the night in the incident. Whether these events are connected is currently unknown. The tractor was protecting the woman. Good tractor. Good tractor. Official findings report of Prime Candidate Program, Internal and Confidential. Pre-authorization for Mr. Kirkland, Internal Investigation P-142-9 was launched in the legality of the Prime Candidate Program by Federal Bureau Control. Since all unknown subjects relevant to the investigation used executive privileges to decline interviews, very little first-hand information was gathered. However, anonymous sources and documentation declassified by Mr. Kirkland both painted a normally clear picture of systematic and were brought into the oldest house and placed under examination and testing with the aim to appoint one of the directors upon maturity. The program has preceded no successful cases and resulted in traumatic for paranormally inclined. Not only is it found in the breach of Ash Act, but also violates the face of basic human. The investigation team unequivocally the prime candidate of the program and remains to be immediately. Refer to file 9-82-0136 for full report. Yeah, no shit. A lot of this probably wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for what they did to Dylan. Fuck's sake. I need to bring a thing up here. That should open that up enough.
There. Now that gate should open.
Official findings report, re-incident number A-49. The purpose of internal investigation X-039-7 is to examine the containment failure of specimen SI-1, which results in deaths of agents. An inspection report of the containment equipment 3 days earlier shows no faults. Investigators suspect human error to be the cause, yet no department has provided any evidence to support this. Technicians are able to recover the research notes on the specimen from the internal network. The specimen belongs displaying a sharp increase in aggressive. Cross-referencing the date with various logs found only 2 events inconsistent with the sector's daily routine. 1, the air filters were charged, and 2, an hour prior to the incident, a civilian named Alice entered the sector regarding an unrelated investigation. See interview number 65-F-124. Given the connections to the same AWE is the result that Mrs. present and the relevant to the specimen's escape, and that his investigation is ongoing. Refer to file 6-23-071221 for full report. Maine.
I'm no detective, but something definitely happened here.
Really? Rare criminal profiles in the Blessed Organization. This group of individuals operated outside the Bureau's notice for decades, perhaps longer, displaying a level of skill and caution rarely seen in the paracriminal groups. A review of past cases found various mentions of the activity over the years. In 2016, a production company called Blessed Pictures was connected to the altered item case, as well as the death of an agent from exposure to illicit paranormal materials. In 1994, a Los Angeles-based public speaker named Chester Bless was involved in the illegal use of an altered item. In 1988, a business called Blessed Repair and Service was suspected of involvement in the object of power cases, perhaps even creating it. I wonder if the Bless is a thing that's going to keep happening. None of these businesses or individuals have ever been located. However, their connection to appearances in the altered items and objects of power is too direct to be considered circumstantial. An arrest order was been issued for any persons believed to be involved with the Blessed Organization. Refer to file 7-39-0922 for full report. Yeah, a bunch of different businesses and people with the name Blessed, so to speak, are popping up around altered items. Yeah.
Do we know each other? This feels familiar. I can't seem to... I've forgotten it. I'm sorry. My name is Alan Wake. Who are you? Who are you? Do I know you?
I'm your friend Tom. Tom Zane. There's nothing to worry about.
Tom. The poet. The diver. You look different.
That was just a role. A character. The protagonist I played in my old film. I'm a filmmaker. An auteur like yourself. We're working on this together, remember? An artistic collaboration. You need a drink. Gibt es.
Endless darkness. Nothing holds still.
But we're very close now. You've been writing. You found a way to escape. It'll work this time.
Riding?
You found a way!
No. I don't... Wait. There's something. It's my double. He's out there. I've seen it.
Yeah. Nothing to worry about. I'm dealing with it. It's fine, my friend. Let me handle him.
You've met him? What the hell?
Now, come on. You misunderstand me.
That was weird.
That was Alan Wake, the writer who went missing in that AWE case I read about. What's he doing here? And Thomas Zane was with him. The poet. No, wait. He was on I always remember that wrong.
I never realized there's tiny TVs up there. Like, who would... That is so tiny. Why would you even bother having that? Is that it? What do I need to do? Oh, hello.
Dr. Emil Hartman, devoured by hungry darkness, became the thing that had been Hartman. Broke loose, killed everyone it could, lurking, roaming, waiting. Then something else came, a resonance. The thing that had been Hartman went through another change.
There we go. And yoop. Go.
Creepy, damp, and abandoned. Why did Wake want me to come here?
Bathroom loot? Bathroom loot! Curious. That wasn't it. Ballistic ground slam boost. Ground slam damage after weapon hits. Interesting.
That doesn't look like a house shift.
No, definitely not.
Do I even want to know?
House shift usually doesn't just result in things randomly ghostifying and floating.
The hisser.
Yeah, they're everywhere. That's just a given fact.
Whoa. Looks like the house has gotten a little wild in here.
Official arrest report. Case number 74-WA-004. Hartman Emil. Allen was like Wake Allen, Anderson Tor, Anderson Odin, Lane Rudolph, Dizzle Wendy, Emerson Thomas. Officer names: Dennis Special Agent Remy. Charges: Code 4, kidnapping altered individuals, 1 count. Code 8, sanctions against altered organizations, 1 count. Code 37, obstruction of Bureau investigation, 1 count. Code 74, breaching of the Ash Act, 6 counts. Additional notes: offender's property seized as evidence to be used in conjunction with ongoing AWE investigation. Offender's personal effects have been sent to research for analysis. After being cleared by Bureau researchers, all victims have been released. Biannual surveillance orders are assigned to each, except for Anderson brothers due to their senility, and Wake, possibly deceased. This makes me want to go play Alan Wake. I didn't play Alan Wake so long ago. I was like, I kind of want to play it again. There's a thing in there. I want the thing. How do I get the thing? Do I go through the wall? I won't go through the wall. Fuck you! Foot gossip. What? Hello, my feet gossip at night and now I wear shoes to bed. Sincerely, me. What? Excuse me? Your feet do what? What in the hell?
darkness is blocking the door. So now I have to deal with an interdimensional noise and sentient shadows.
Fun. Anything in here? Or just light sources? In case I'm stupid. Oh, I want light. Oh, that's bright.
Light burns it away, huh? Makes sense.
Yeah, it do make sense. Gross. That skull don't look right. Is it doing anything? Or is that just for my own satisfaction? I'm guessing just my own satisfaction. Oh, fuck. I'll just take this with me. I'm gonna just take the safety flashlight with me.
The third thing. The sound made darker, the darkness made louder. Hartman was stretched, like a worm through time. The third thing was a monster. Now he crashed out of darkness toward Faden.
Let's go see if I can find some things to power up this place. The bathrooms are safe. The bathrooms are safe. Yep. Guess I should just start looking at things. Let's go back up here real quick. Aha. Should I power this? What does this power? It turns on the lights. I still need one for this. What does this turn on? Whoa! Alrighty. Where? They're like hiding higher than I can see from there. Like, what the fuck? Fucking assholes. A lot of stuff to read in the investigation sector. Oh, shit. Asshole. Stop. Stop. God, this fucking assholes. Alright, well, let's start by reading the stuff up here in this room. Whoop! Train derailment resulting in 62 casualties and numerous injuries were suspected to have been the work of para-criminal or group known as. As a result of this event, the agents discovered that one of the cause had been altered with a persistent auditory event. This remained to determine whether the AWE was spontaneous or the direct result of sabotage. Event response. Bureau head tracking said group for the time, and the intel gathered suggested an event in the caliber was imminent in Bloomington. As a result, the response team on the site was able to respond to the train's accident site within minutes of the occurrence. They arrived to find emergency process underway, which also equipment left behind by the suspected group. A suspicious onlooker managed to elude agents after they attempted to make contact. Further investigation of the accident site revealed a curiously undamaged train car that exhibited an altered state when entered. This individual car was secured and transported to the investigation sector for further studies. Airborne. Field research of Hiss entity. Hiss Corrupted Ranger Airborne. Confidential. The subgroup of the Hiss Corrupted Rangers is manifested in the ability to levitate, similar to the Hiss Elevated Agents. However, this airborne Hiss Rangers display no telekinetic abilities and simply continue to use mundane Bureau weaponry. The solution being so similar to the Elevated being possibly indicates the Hiss can share permutations through a type of network or perhaps osmosis. However, the fact that this development in Hiss Rangers has been observed in the investigation sector may indicate that the environmental factor is responsible. They could be responding to the altered item or other paranatural elements found only in that sector, or perhaps it's the natural progression of Hiss Ranger's phenotype. Not enough time has passed to determine a conclusive trajectory of development for each of the HISS manifestations, assuming that such trajectory exists. Refer to file for full report.
My understanding of the darkness is fragmented, incomplete. This abyss, this void, it very much does not wish to be understood. If light symbolizes knowledge, then it stands to reason that darkness would equate to ignorance. By its very nature, it abhors comprehension. Of course, my own nature drives me to comprehend all. We are opposing forces, destined to collide. And given this conflict of natures, we know that the light of truth will burn away the darkness, both figuratively and literally. Any significant light source can be used as protection, even weaponry against this metaphysical gloom. And then there are the artists. I know for a fact that Tom, Wake, the Anderson brothers, and Lane all had some involvement with the darkness. The question is whether their uncanny ability to affect reality through their art beckons the darkness, or did their work perhaps even create it? With Wake now secure in my lodge, I expect I shall grow closer to learning the answers to these questions. Assuming he cooperates, which is proving quite the challenge. Well, perseverance is the foundation of knowledge. Speaking of, I must be off on my rounds.
Shadow. Paranatural entity A-010, aka the Shadow, is an aggressive consisting of 3 known types. Type A, localized manifestation of a sentient, capable of occupying organic and inorganic material, as well as exerting over its surroundings. Type B, shadowed individuals. Human bodies by the shadow, these individuals become notably more aggressive, but do seem to retain their previous selves. Research is ongoing as to whether this condition is reversible. Type C, shadowed objects, similar to Type B, except the innate objects are solely to be used as destructive tools. Each type seems to work towards a shared goal, possibly targeting certain individuals, see AWE 30-35, which may imply a shared link to intelligence. The threat as an entity poses warrants immediate exploration of offensive and defensive measures. The investigation sector is being outfitted with additional lightning sources, some internally powered. Be prepared for the eventual event. Refer to file 6-34-1923 for full report. There was a thing in the bathroom over here.
Reminder, all employees are required to report their hours at the end of each month. The Federal Bureau of Control maintains that time is not subjective, and hours passed on alternative planes cannot be claimed. Astral dives do not accumulate overtime compensation. Thank you for your attention.
Who's working in the fucking bathroom? Kirkland, so you put me on a desk duty just because I did the thing I was fucking hired to do? My job? I want to know what I call that? Bullshit. Asking us to interrogate these scum while using the altered items or AWEs or paracriminal is the stupidest thing I've heard in my life. I've heard some fucking stupid things. They already know the facts. Hell, they know just as much as us, if not more. And they get to sit there laughing at us as we dance around our words, trying to not to leak classified terminology. They already know the fucking terminology. If you think pulling me off the case will stop me, then think again. That piece of shit blew up on those tracks. He killed those people. I'll make them turn altered. You have him dead to rights, and you need to let me back into the interrogation cell so I can get him to flip on his buddies. These people are terrorists and deserve to be treated as such. This won't stop unless we stop them. You can go ahead and put me on suspension. See how it slows me down, Agent Hewitt. You know, old thing. Old. I wouldn't necessarily try to, throw around big dick energy in a place like this, though. Because let's be real. This is a place that could definitely make you disappear, intentionally or unintentionally. Official findings report: illegal altered item market. The black market hub, specializing in trade of occult talismans and relics and other assorted criminal ceremonial objects, as well as genuine altered and paranatural materials, was raided in the Czech Republic by a team of special investigators. Upon unsuccessful attempts by suspects to escape, these altered items resulted in numerous casualties and prevented the Bureau from questioning all participants. The following interrogations revealed that not only is there a vast network of these retailers, but they seem to be gathering information on altered items and other paranatural materials from sources unknown to the Bureau. The Bureau's concern here is threefold. There is a growing underground market for paranatural materials, which implies a growing awareness of these existence among the niche group of general public. These criminal individuals do not seem aware of these items. Paranatural powers and other attempts to activate them prove devastating if done in populated areas. The motivators of these collectors are largely unknown. Refer to file 5-12-0212 for full report. Interagency cooperation decision. NASA. At NASA, okay. Following the NASA/FBC coordination agreement in 1972, the Bureau has provided NASA with numerous technological advances based on our research, including black rock lining now found in all spacefaring vessels. In return, all data gathered during space missions is made available for Bureau researchers to analyze. Recently, certain individuals have raised concern that this relationship does not adequately benefit the Bureau, either intellectually or financially. Through an examination of the costs incurred by both organizations has shown that the expense of NASA's recent launch of the far outweighs any spending related to the process and delivering a black rock from its medium Earth orbit, and will provide the Bureau with an unparalleled resource for remotely monitoring and autographing A-to-B sites. If research has been lost if the partnership ends. If the opinion of the committee that maintaining a cooperative relationship with the colleagues of NASA is of vital importance, refer to file 3-81-4812. They got satellites monitoring us from space. That was the item that I picked up.
Darkness everywhere. New day, same old bloody city, said the old way. Like tar but good for nothing. Get rid of it.
Well then. Hey, there it is. Get 2 ability points. I need 2 more. But I think I will call the stream there, and when we come back next stream, I will be continuing on with what we've been doing. Let's check these real quick. And shield ability kills. Launch speed for launch enemy. On launch kills, okay. What are these? All right. Let's see here. Let's see what happens. Anyways, I thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.